Bobby Rydell, born on April 26, 1942, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was an American singer and actor who mainly performed rock and roll and traditional pop music. In the early 1960s he was considered a teen idol. His most well-known songs include Wild One and Volare. In 1963 he appeared in the musical film Bye Bye Birdie. He grew up in the Lower Moyarmensing neighborhood of South Philadelphia. His professional career started in 1950 on the television series Paul Whiteman's TV Teen Club after he won a talent show and gained a spot in the cast, where he remained for several years. He signed a recording contract with Cameo Records. After a couple of flops, Kissin' Time made the charts in 1959. In May 1960, Rydell toured Australia with the Everly Brothers, Billy, Crash, Craddock, Marv Johnson, the Shoms, the Crickets, and Lonnie Lee. His second success was We Got Love. It was his first album to sell 1 million copies and obtain gold disc status. Wild One followed with Little Bitty Girl, and it was his second million-selling single. He continued releasing hit songs with Swing and School, which was backed by Ding-a-Ling, and Volare later that year, which sold over 1 million copies. He performed at the Copacabana in New York City in 1961, where he was the youngest performer to headline at the nightclub. In February 1961 he appeared at the Festival du Rock, at the Palais des Sports de Paris in Paris, France. Rydell released the song Wildwood Days in 1963. It reached number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and remained on the chart for 9 weeks. A mural on the Wildwood, New Jersey boardwalk, painted in 2014, honors Rydell, whose song placed the community in the national spotlight. That same year, he played Hugo Peabody in the film version of Bye Bye Birdie starring Anne Margaret and Dick Van Dyke. The original stage production of Bye Bye Birdie had no real speaking role for the character of Hugo, but the movie script was rewritten specifically to expand the part for Rydell. In 2011, Sony Pictures digitally restored this film. Rydell and Anne Margaret were in attendance at the restoration premiere in Beverly Hills by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Rydell was married to his first wife, Camille Quattrone Rydell, for 35 years from 1968 until her death in 2003, and they had 2 children. He married Linda Hoffman in 2009. Rydell cancelled a 2012 Australia tour because his health had deteriorated significantly and he was in need of urgent major surgery. On July 9, 2012, he underwent a double organ transplant to replace his liver and 1 kidney at Thomas Jefferson University in his hometown of Philadelphia. In January 2013, 6 months after double transplant surgery, Rydell returned to the stage in Las Vegas for a 3-night engagement to a sold-out audience. He continued to perform internationally and returned to tour Australia in 2014. Rydell died from complications of pneumonia at Abington Jefferson Hospital on April 5, 2022, at the age of 79. In the 1980s he joined a trio called the Golden Boys with fellow former teen idols Frankie Avalon and Fabian Forte, and he continued to tour up until his death. Rydell was a longtime resident of Penn Valley, Pennsylvania, and lived in the same house from 1963 to 2013.